Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Callie.
And I'm Bean.
So today we are going to tell you all the books that we have acquired in the short month of February. We did acquire a few.
We did, and I somehow acquired more in February than I did in January.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
In our defense, there was a bunch of really good releases this month. And we have two events coming up at the very beginning of March where we are meeting authors, so we had to make sure that we had some of their books.
It was just a necessity. We couldn't say no.
Couldn't do it. Had to be done.
It did. Yep.
It
was like required reading. We had to do it.
So, as always, we are going to start off with our book of the month. Typically, I only get YA, so this month I picked up Ink in the Blood by Kim Smejkal. And this is supposed to be a world where magic is in the tattoos on your body. And I love watching Ink Master. I love looking at tattoos. They're so cool to me. I love the art and all the different styles. So naturally, I had to pick up this book.
And the book that I got from Book of the Month is American Dirt by Jeanine Cummins. And now, I don't know a lot about this, but what I do know about it is that it is a very controversial book, and it's in Oprah's book club, so that's cool too.
Like we said earlier, February was a really good release month, so I pre-ordered 4 books.
And I pre-ordered 2 books.
And they're the same. So the first one we pre-ordered is The Queen's Assassin by Melissa de la Cruz.
And one of the reasons that we pre-ordered this was we also got a pre-order incentive, meaning we each got a pin, which is very exciting.
Just very cool. We've actually both read this, and potentially in March, if that's something that's interesting, we can do a book talk, because I have thoughts.
Yeah, me too.
So the second book that we both pre-ordered, and again, got some really cool pre-order incentive swag.
You should totally check out our Instagram in order to see the swag that we got, because it is amazing.
Beautiful. So that book is The Shadows Between Us by Tricia Levenseller. I am about 75% in this book, and it is my favorite book of the year thus far. It is so good. This is marketed as a Slytherin love story. The first sentence is, "They will never find the body of my first love." Like, what? And we met her, and she read us the first chapter last February or March.
Last March, yeah.
And we were in love, and naturally we pre-ordered it because we needed this. And now Tricia Levenseller is an author for both of us, and it's great. A couple other books that I pre-ordered. I did The Stars We Steal by Alexa Donne. This one, again, had a really good pre-order incentive package, which I'm still waiting for, but they take some time to get into the mail. I will actually leave a link down below as to where you can see a whole list of pre-order incentives and when they end. So all you really do is you fill out your name and your address with an email and then proof of purchase of the book, and you get swag. And I love free swag.
Awesome.
So, this is supposed to be a selection with more fantasy, and I really enjoyed the selection. It was a very happy-go-lucky kind of fantasy that was a really quick read, so that's what I'm hoping from this one as well. And the other one that I kind of pre-ordered, that is Heart of Flames by Nicki Preto. This is the sequel to Crown of Feathers, and I got the fancy Owl Crate edition so that it matched my original Crown of Feathers edition. So, very pumped. It also came with a pin, and it's coming with more swag.
And it's a big boy.
This is a chunker.
It's a big
He's
boy.
a big boy.
All right, and then I got 2 books sent to me, actually, this past month. The first one is a review book I was sent called Stop Missing Your Life by Cory Muscara. This book I got through Bookish First, and it is a nonfiction book, so I will be reading this soon, and it's all about meditation and all of that. So it is quite interesting. I haven't started it yet, but we did read the first chapter, and then you kind of bid on if you want it or not. So that is kind of a cool website. If you guys want to go check it out, feel free. But this was the first one that was sent to me. So the next book that I want to show you guys is one that I actually have to give a shout out for. Ren, you're amazing. Ren is a friend that we met here on BookTube as well as on Goodreads. And she actually messaged me on Instagram when she watched a video and saw that I did not have Ruin and Rising, the third book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. And I've been looking for the paperback with the original cover since forever ago. And she had it and was unhauling it, and she sent it to me. So you're amazing, and we love you, and thank you. So now I have Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. This is the third book in the series.
I also like to find a bargain for books, so I shop around a lot on Facebook Marketplace and eBay for really cheap, nicer books. And I actually got some pretty decent stuff this month, including the Owl Crate edition of The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. And I have been looking for this book for a while, not necessarily the Owl Crate edition, but it was for cheaper than if I were to go to the store and buy the normal edition. So, why not? So, naturally, snag that up. In May, we are reading for the Serpent and Badger Book Club, The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. So, I need to get to this book. And the other book that I actually got off eBay, again, for a deal, is the UK edition of Blood Heir by Amelie Wen Zhao. I saw this on eBay for like $10. And it's mine now. So I now have this gorgeous edition of Blood Heir, and I'm super pumped for it.
And I'm super jealous for it.
So again, I really like finding a deal. So when I went to Target for Valentine's Day to pick up some stuff for my fiance, I saw they were having a book sale. So I picked up a couple of books, including Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera, Conceal, Don't Feel by Jen Calonita, which is not the most recent book in the Twisted Tales, but the one that came out late last year. But they also had Straight On Till Morning by Liz Braswell, which is the most recent release in the Twisted Tales. So now I have all of them, and I'm pretty pumped about it.
Can you tell? I have a habit of ordering things on Amazon when I see that they are a pretty good deal, and these are books that I have read, and I know that I will reread. The first one is And I Do Not Forgive You by Amber Sparks. This is a feminist short story collection that I did talk about earlier, and I finally got a copy, and it's a heck of a lot brighter than I thought it was gonna be. But I loved these stories very much so. And the second book I got was the Hufflepuff hardback version, the Hogwarts House edition of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and it makes me happy. And it's got the cute little badger on the side. And the special features in this one, it talks about some of the moving portraits. Ooh. For instance, this one talks about the portrait where you have to tickle the pear in order to get into the kitchens. Because Hufflepuff. Alright, so the next, I guess 2 piles that we have is we went to Barnes together twice this month. One was during our filming day, because that just naturally happens every time. And there was a coupon that weekend, so cheap-ish books. So from that trip, I got Ember Queen by Laura Sebastian, which is the final book in the Ash Princess trilogy, and I'm super pumped to finish this story out. I got Eight Will Fall by Sara Heir. I heard about this one through BookTube, and it follows an empath, so I was caught right there. The next one that I picked up is another behemoth of a book, and that is The Toll by Neal Shusterman. I picked this up for a couple of reasons. One, really want to read it. Mm-hmm. Super need to. And we're meeting Neal Shusterman in a couple of weeks. So naturally, I had to get the last book so I can get it signed. Then I got Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Finally. Because we're supposed to read this month. And I have it now. And the last one that I got that weekend is Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. This is the sequel to Skyward. I've been meaning to read Skyward. It's on my list, but it's a Charlie Bowater cover, guys. I can't not. And I got Blood of Elves, the first book in the Witcher series, mostly because Mike really wants to watch the Witcher series on Netflix, and I told him I wanted to read the books first because that's the kind of bookworm I am.
That's the kind of people we are.
That's the kind of people we are. Like, I'm reading Lock and Key right now so we can watch the show as well. And this is by, I think it's Andrzej Sapkowski.
Sure.
We're gonna go with it. I apologize. I'm sure I butchered that.
And most recently, we made a impromptu trip to Barnes & Noble that just sort of happened. Yeah. Because, those kinds of things happened in real life. So I picked up The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I want to start getting into the series. I'm hearing really good things about the show. But again, I want to read the book.
And then I picked up some books for the signings that we're going to see authors. The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. This is the first book in her first duology. But they didn't have the second one, so I just have the first one now.
The other book that I picked up is Gathering Darkness by Morgan Rhodes. I have been looking for this book for like over a year. At bookstores, on Book Outlet, I've just been on a mission to find this book, and I did. I found it. I did it.
All right, and then I also got Damsel by Elena K. Arnold. We are meeting Elena K. Arnold, I believe, next week, which is super exciting, so I had to get another one of her books, logically. And then the last book I picked up is Thunderhead by Neal Shusterman, because I have yet to read this series, and I am now collecting the paperback editions, apparently, which there isn't a paperback edition of The Toll yet, so we'll see how that goes.
So those are all the books that we acquired in the month of February. I never realized how many books I actually acquired a month until I have to set up for this video.
Yep.
And it's a grand old time. It makes me feel bad about myself, but also whatever. So that's going to be it for today. So feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday.
And if you want to be reminded whenever we post these videos, you can hit the little bell icon down below, as well as our Goodreads and our Instagrams are all down in the description.
And we will see you guys in our next video.
Bye!